Good day, dear friends. Welcome to this week's episode of Managing with the Heart that brings iconic leaders into a down-to-earth conversation setting focused on tackling topics on how to build resiliency in businesses, society, and personal as well as family life. Most of you already know our co-hosts by now, but for the newcomers, I am privileged to introduce Mr. Kamlesh Patel, affectionately known as Daaji, who is the global guide of the Heartfulness movement and the silent change maker, teaching and guiding millions to meditate in the heartfulness way in over 160 countries. And Dr. Ichak Adizes, a world-renowned management guru. He is an educator at heart, but also ensures that these principles are put into practice in a way that they stick. Having served some of the major corporations and country leaders that include 8 prime ministers, and author of 26 books translated into 36 languages, he is also a heartfulness meditation practitioner and trainer. Today, we welcome a special guest, Mr. Eduardo Garza from Monterrey, Mexico. He is a second-generation family business co-owner and leader of Frisa Industries. Frisa was started by Eduardo's father as a 3-person forging business in the mid-1970s to serve the Mexican market. It has now been transformed into a worldwide market leader with a phenomenal reputation. He is also very active and passionate in shaping the landscape of the industry, the community, the proper technology adoption, and progressive education within the environments that they operate in. A really hearty welcome to you, Eduardo. Today's program is going to last for 1 hour, and the conversations will take place for 45 minutes, after which we will have a 15-minute meditation that will be conducted by Daaji. So without further ado, let's get the ball rolling, and I hand it over to Dr. Adizes. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sunil. I'm very happy to have Eduardo, called Lalo affectionately, into our conversation because the topic of our sessions is management with the heart. And if there is a company that I can point at that actually practices management with the heart, we call it the Adizes Institute, we call them our poster company. These are examples. And by the way, if you want to see how they manage with the heart, we have made a documentary called Frisa, which you can find on our website in Adizes, and you will see actual example how to manage with the heart. And if we have time during these 45 minutes, I would like to share what impressed me almost to tears, how they're doing things that are incredible. And here you have a company actually managing with the heart and at the same time becoming a world leader in the industry, multinational, very successful, proof that spirituality and business can work. So this is not theoretical. Here we have a real example. And I understand that, Lalo, you have some questions to Daaji, so why don't we start with you? Why don't you ask us your questions, because you're the practitioner both of meditation and of Adizes, so here are the proof that the two things work together. Lalo.
Thank you, Doctor, and it's a pleasure to be with you today and with Daaji. It's an honor. More than questions, Ichak, I know that during the conversation, many questions will come up that I think you two are better than anybody to answer, no? But maybe to get this started, and maybe this is to Daaji, Daaji, one of the challenges we have as leaders when we go through life, professional life, when crises come, you know, we basically face moments of truth, that the world, the context brings us to a position where we have to make difficult decisions. And one of the feelings I have personally is that it is very difficult to keep balanced in different times. You know, it is very easy to manage properly, to be a positive leader when things are good. But when things are bad, we get tested. and it becomes very challenging to be at balance. No? And you have stated in these episodes in the past how it is important to start with the heart before we go to the mind, before we act. And in moments of crisis, we look at our organizations and we see organizations stop feeling and acting too fast. And it is very challenging to help the organization balance itself and stop and feel before we act. And maybe it's a question to you because it is very difficult. I know many leaders right now, we are being faced with very difficult decisions. And it is tough to have sometimes hundreds of thousands of people to stop, to feel before we do anything. So what would be your advice? And I know many leaders that are watching and hearing this are facing the same thing. And it is so hard for us to make decisions when there is a crisis like right now.
Well, to me, I consider this as a generic question without any specifics. So I'll give you a generic answer. Refer to your heart. Heart will never lie to you. If there is any specific example of a problem, we can tackle it. If the situation is where in a company where there are a few thousand employees, and when you have to fire all of them, we have to first ask ourselves, how did you get to this level of a situation where I have to fire so many thousands of employees? Where did we go wrong? And how to salvage it? How to protect it? How to protect the interest of people who are loyal to you, who had sacrificed their lives. They have spent so much of time with the company for such a long time. And it breaks your heart to let them go. But what would I do under this situation? Well, if I have to fire someone, I will think 100 times before I have to do that. See? People who are loyal to you, keep them on a minimal cruise control kind of a thing. Have them with you. Carry them through the difficult time. This is something I would myself do. Carry them with you. If you give me a specific example of a situation where you need a solution or an answer, maybe I can specifically answer that. Biggest problem is this firing individuals, and especially people who are loyal to you. I will never let them go. Even if I have to go through difficult crisis, I'll go through it. People who are really loyal and valuable to you over the years, I think you can still retain them and have another venture with them. One project failed doesn't mean that you will fail in another project. They are your foundation. They are your value-added personalities. You can groom another company. So I would care for those individuals who are loyal to you and don't let them go at any cost.
My turn?
This is my take. You see.
My turn. Lalo. When there is a crisis, we get panicky, which means we get nervous. We get into what's called a haste. We have to act to do something. There is an Arabic expression. The devil is in the haste. The devil is in the haste. So the first thing I will do is meditate. Slow down. Slow down. I mean, doesn't have to be decided right now. It can wait an hour. It can wait a day. First of all, calm down. I found out, 50 years of experience, how do I know who is a winner? Executives that are a winner. When it gets tough, they speak slower. The tougher it gets, the slower they go. That's rule number one. Rule number two. Firing people is a short-term solution with long-term repercussions. Why? The day will come, the business will come, going to go back. Now you have to hire them back. How much does it cost you now to hire them? You save money up front, now you're going to waste money down the road. Because now you have to hire them. And by the time you bring them in, retrain them, reincorporate them, reintegrate them, train them to join your culture, minimum 6 months salary in productivity. Now, 5,000 people, what is their salary for 6 months? Multiply 1,000 times 6, that's what you're going to lose. You saved it when you fired them, but that's what you're going to lose down the road. So the first thing, you calm down. Second, why to fire? Why not to reduce everybody's salary? We all sacrifice. We all sacrifice. Not we continue getting our salary, but we fire those guys. They have nothing, we continue having the same thing. What about mutual trust and respect? What happens now? What happens to these people on the road? Out there, I predict the day will come, you will not be able to live in this country because you're too rich. The poor people are going to rise against the rich people. Listen to me carefully. We are firing them, they have nothing to eat, they have nothing to be, and they look at the rich people, in their beautiful haciendas, protected. The anger is going to come like a volcano. Like a volcano. So we think we are saving money, but down the road, it's going to cost us 10 times more. Now, this is all here. And Daaji is talking here. With a heart, we are family. If there is no money, are you going to fire your son? Or we are all going to suffer? What are you going to do with your daughter? What are you going to do with your grandchildren? We talk, we are a family until there is a crisis. Now we are not a family. If we are a family, we are a family. So that's what I think. We have to start thinking. Financially, it doesn't make sense to fire, in my judgment. Unless you have some dead wood. Okay. And by the way, there is not enough work. What will I do with them? It's called job sharing. You work 3 days, I work 3 days. Job sharing. And everybody takes half of the salary. Something. No, I don't want it half a salary. Okay, you can go get yourself a job. That's fine, your choice. I didn't fire you. You decided to look for something which is full-time. It's called job sharing. Nothing wrong with job sharing. The same job for 2 different people. And we share the job, we share the money. And during the days that you're not working, take care of your family. I think the solution is financially prudent, not to fire, and emotionally right. Because when you fire them, how can you look in their face now? That's what I'm saying. You have another question before? I would like to take this time to tell you why Frisa Manages with the Heart thinks what you will see in the movie, but I want to share it with everybody. I was not a consultant to Frisa, my associate was. Frisa is our Adizes poster company. And I was visiting, and his father took me through the factory. Forging is a dirty business. It should be very dirty, forging. The place is clean like a pharmacy. We are walking down the line. He says, Dr. Adizes, why don't you ask one of the workers how much money is the company making? I said, what do you mean? The worker knows how much you are making? He says, yeah, ask him. So I asked, and the guy tells me. I said, how come he knows? He says, because each one of them is in profit sharing. The last worker in the company is in profit sharing. And they know what percentage of the profits they get. They multiply it, they know how much the company is making. So, wow, interesting. Then, at that time in Monterrey, there was a lot of hijacking of executives for ransom. And his father hired a company from Israel to tell him what are the dangers that he has to avoid so he doesn't get into trouble. And the Israeli companies analyzed whether they should drive to the left every time a different route and the cameras and God knows what. But he said, your biggest danger is that everybody knows how much money stop or do I listen to my heart? Do I willing to pay the price for his commitment? That's why I admire your father a lot. He said, I will not discontinue the profit sharing, even if it endangers my life. The flood was so bad, I don't know, 2 meters of mud. All factories flooded. That's why it's Frisa. It is an example. Dining room, there is no dining room for executives and dining room for the workers. We all in the same place. The bathroom, the workers to be as beautiful and clean like in Hilton Hotel. I want to communicate how much they will love you. And you will make a lot of company, Lalo. Maybe you're in the picture, you don't see the picture. I see it from the outside. It's a company managed with love. Lalo, tell us, how did you do it? What was there any problem in managing with the heart? Did you ever encounter a point where you said, oh my God, this is not working, I need some doubts? When is it?
So thank you, Doctor. I think the phrase that comes to my mind right now is, we've always said in the company that the environment affects behavior. So I've always looked at my job as CEO as more as a social architect than as a leader or as a decision maker. So we've always thought that if we have a context or an environment where there are pure principles in place, then flourishing happens by themselves. So as you say, when you have an environment with transparency, when you have an environment full of trust, for example, in Mexico, everybody gets checked when you get into a factory. Everybody gets to see if you're not stealing anything. We have a rule that nobody in Frisa, you get to the company, you get home. So of course, nobody's going to get checked when you get home. So there are some principles in our environment that we make sure we really take care of and never fail. Like, for example, what my father's story is about safety. So as long as we keep those principles in check, I think people by themselves, we feel comfortable, we feel we're part of something that is trusting us, and things happen properly, Doctor. It's basically taking care of the environment. And while taking care of the environment, the people actually flourish in a different way. So I'm very proud, honestly, and it is difficult because every time we get into trouble, somebody makes a mistake, somebody steals something, the first reaction of the company is to go and control everything again and start, failing on the principles of transparency, of trust. So those are the challenges. And we are almost like gatekeepers, making sure that we don't go back. We continue taking care of the environment where people can actually feel safe. So you call it managing with the heart. My feeling is that managing with the heart is almost like a manifestation of something else, where people feel comfortable and people feel human there. So it's a different feeling. So I don't think we do it thinking we do it with the heart, Doctor. I think it happens like that. But the principles are very clear, and there are principles that you have taught us, like mutual trust and respect, like complementary teams, like learning to really listen to each other, like respecting the differences and respecting the fact that everybody has an opinion and has a right for that. So I think managing with the heart is a manifestation, actually. I'm not so sure that is a focus, to be honest. I don't know, Daaji, does that make sense?
No, Daaji is smiling because it's perfect, beautiful. Go.
Because I operated a few pharmacies in New York City. I would spend almost 12 hours a day outside home, of which I would say 10 hours would be within the pharmacy, interacting with a lot of colleagues, associates, partners, and customers. Out of these 24 hours when I'm outside for 12 hours, where I sleep 8 hours a day at home, how many hours I'm really spending with family? 4 hours. Out of these 4 hours, I meditate for about 45 minutes, give one or two meditation sessions. So, how many hours I'm spending with my family with open eyes? Hardly any. Most of my time used to get, spent in the pharmacy environment, interacting with various people and especially colleagues, associates, where I spend more time, almost 8 to 9 hours with them, 10 hours with them. Well, with the family, I spend hardly any time. So tell me, which is a family for me? Of course, that's a family. This is also a family. If I don't treat them like a family members, then doing business is a curse. It's another family you have at a different level who looks after your family, who pays for your family, who works with you and earns money for you. So I had to be grateful to them. See? And what is there in return towards is gratefulness, freedom. They develop a total sense of belonging to your organization. When you give them a free rope, they love it. As your company, Frisa, your father's policy, make sure that they earn more than the other competitors or other organizations or a company. Same principles I have. You're a pharmacist or an intern or a cashier or a floor worker or a merchandiser or a salesperson. You'll get better than Rite, better than Walgreens, better than CVS, or better than any other independent pharmacies. Yet, the level of satisfaction that one would expect also keeps on going. Generally, people think, oh, if I'm able to receive so much, why not more? But then we have to sit with them, open up the books and say, the way your father used to share, that this is the income, this is the percentage you get. So once they see the real picture year after year, either it's going up or down, and you're sharing and you're being transparent with them, they understand that it's not worth asking a raise because the company is not doing that great. And the day they know company is doing great, automatically they're going to get it anyway. And for years, I maintained 15% of profit sharing. No company in United States shares 15%. I telling you, maybe Dr. Adizes also can share 15% profit sharing. Who has heard it? But it's worth it. I was able to spend almost 6-7 months a year, leave the business environment and come to India and be with the master. And that was possible because you could trust them. And trust you earn. It's a mutual thing, you see. They trust you and you trust them. So I think your company is doing great in implementing this mutual trust and respect. I think that's a fundamental, it's a core principle. It's a heart. It's all about the heart. Where you enjoy working with each other. It's something, fundamental thing is time. With whom do you spend most of your time? Of course, there are negative things also. The office romance starts. That is with other, and it is bound to happen because you're spending more time with others. So many employees, they also are in the similar situation. They spend more time with the company than they would spend with the family.
You said something very interesting. We don't even think managing with the heart. That's beautiful because you just do it naturally. You don't think about it. I'm always scared of people who try to love. Don't try to love. It's like somebody try to dance ballet, I'm trying to be a ballerina. Please, don't try. Don't try. Be. If you don't have it, you don't have it. So what should they do? Mutual trust and respect. That you can do. And what we taught is that Frisa has been Adizes' client for over 20 years. We teach them how to manage with trust and respect. We don't talk about love. It happens because if you act in a certain way, it will happen. If you make the company transparent, there is no way you can manage with the heart when it's not transparent. Why? Because mold grows in the darkness. Sunshine cleans up. What is it called? Makes it clean, hygienic. Sunshine kills the microbes. Darkness makes all kind of creepy things grow. Not only physically, but also in a company. So transparency is extremely important. We are open. We are not afraid to look the problems in the face. Another thing that I would like to emphasize is this mutual trust and respect is so critical to manage with the heart. Because what is mutual trust and respect? Integration. And what is integration? Love. So you cannot have love unless you trust and respect the other party. How can you love and I don't respect you? I love you, but I don't trust you. Do you see that? Doesn't make sense. So, but I want to say one thing more and then I will stop. It has to be mutual. It's not always mutual. It's not enough that you want to do it. The other person has to want it too. Because sometimes you might be investing in the wrong person. You love somebody does not return love. That's the wrong person. That's the bad apple in the pie. It has to be mutual. I don't know what Daaji thinks, but not everybody is a candidate for me because some people will exploit my love and don't give anything back. And will take me forever to open their heart. I don't know whether I can live long enough. So it has to be, I choose my partner. And every employee is a partner. We are together. The problem, one thing last. Everybody talks about participative management. Great, they participate in the effort, but they don't participate in the results. Doesn't make sense. They have to share what they created. Or there is another trick. They share the profits, profit sharing, but people don't participate. It has to be together. I participate and I share. I share because I participate. They're mirrors of each other. That's what we need to have in a company. Then you have integration. And when you have integration, love flourishes. If there is, we have, I think, 5 minutes before we can go into meditation. So here's my next question to you, really to you, Daaji, because I have no idea how to answer this question. What makes leaders evolve in their journey to self-discovery? How do you put a leader on the path for opening a heart? They're somewhere else there, there. And now you want to put them on the path to start developing it. How would you do that?
Well, the statement you made is quite paradoxical. Leader, by definition, means someone who uses the heart, one who leads by the heart. One who cannot is not a leader. To me, it's very simple. He's just an exploiter. Person who doesn't use a heart, he exploits. That's why, the modern mantra in the field of management is successful leaders, successful CEOs, they're empathetic. They're full of empathy. They think about others before they think of themselves. There's so much of compassion. If you lack this, you may be a leader for a week or a month or a year, but you will not last longer. But your question is how to make a person sensitive or sensitized to the use of heart. Well, he has to be, this is again the catch 22 situation. Which came first? Egg came first or the chicken came first? You can't answer this, you see. In the leader also, is he really open to become heartful? So openness of the heart and heartfulness, they go together. Which came first? God knows which came first. But I would say the openness of the heart, that's something you're willing to try, willing to go through the experimentation. That is the key to it. You see, now opening the heart is very simple. Allow it to happen. Don't remain closed. As you gave an example of darkness. You'll have to go outside in the sun, expose yourself. If you remain in your house 24 hours and you don't go outside, all the windows and doors are closed. You're living in a jail. Nothing goes out, nothing comes in. Even your best friend cannot come inside your house if your house is closed. Similarly, heart, which is locked up because somebody cheated you. You're punishing yourself. You're punishing yourself.
I join you on that because, Daaji, because you just gave me the answer, I think. I find out, thinking about people that I'm consulting to, working with, trying to bring mutual trust and respect, open their heart. You know what holds them up? There is a book. To love is to let go of fear. As long as you have fear, you cannot love because they're protective. You have to let go of fear. Because when you have fear, you become angry. And when you become angry, you're not on the road to love, you're on the road to hate. To have faith. Fear, faith. Love, hate. If you can remove the fear, you get them on the road to love. And you have to find out what is it that they fear. The people that I find out that are managing without a heart, they have a very big heart. Do you know that? I met one executive, when I started using this to remove the fear, he started crying, literally crying. Oh my God. The guy had a very big heart, but he was scared of getting hurt. He got hurt a lot. So he puts a big protection of the heart and very difficult, But behind that cover, there is a big heart beating to open up, but he's scared. If you can remove the fear, something comes beautifully out. What is so beautiful in Kana, Daaji, these 2 weeks I spent in Kana changed my life. I want everybody to know that. Changed the life of my son. I appreciate it and thank you for life. You know what? The environment here is safe. There is no fear. No fear. Totally safe. Everybody is safe. I'm ready to love.
Same thing, you see. But a person has to be willing to try and meditate. You see, meditation to me is a solution to, I would say, 99% of our problems in life. It offers you solutions. Not only it offers you solution, but a person with a heart rarely makes a mistake. Do you know that? He just cannot make a mistake.
Because he's complete with himself. He's totally with himself. How can you make a mistake when you're totally with yourself?
Well, when you love, you're ready to sacrifice. And when you're ready to sacrifice, you have nothing to lose. You're ready to lose even your life. Yes, Eduardo.
When you're responding that question, which I think I posed actually, one phrase that you said, 2 words that you said stuck to me, which were expose yourself, which is connected to the doctor's comment about fear. I came to my experience when I started working 25 years ago, our company was 100 people. So it was very easy to expose myself to everybody. I met the workers, their families, their kids. So you're exposed. And the warmth of the closeness to the people actually opens up everything. So it was very easy to use my heart. When, as a company grows and we are thousands of people, you stop exposing yourself as much. So you tend to go into your own bubble. And as Dr. Adizes was saying, it is more difficult, no? So what I learned from your answer right now is we have to remember to expose ourselves. And as we say in Mexico, we have to walk the floor. We have to meet the people. We have to see their eyes. We have to meet the families. And that by itself creates a different connection, no? So the heart is alive and not inside of itself, no? So I thank you, because I take that two words from you, expose yourself, which I think is key to be able to keep the heart open, expose myself to the people and not encapsulate.
Because it's not, I think we don't. Right? I should stop now and we're
So
going to
you
go
can
to
ask
meditation.
question. It's okay.
No,
It's all right.
the meditation. I have another one here, which is very interesting. I would like to deal with. Lalo, you were introduced to the heartfulness. You even went all the way to Sadhguru, to the ashram. What did you really learn that really stuck with you, that made any difference for you?
So, Doctor, I think what comes to mind is no expectations. Actually, I remember I asked Sunil, my dear friend, I met his kids. So one daughter, two sons, and I thought they are beautiful people. And I asked him, Sunil, you have to give me the secret, because I also have one daughter and two boys. And he said, the secret is you have to come to India with me. And I asked him, what should I take? And his response was, take anything you want except expectations. So I remember going to that trip probably for the first time in my life without having a plan and with no expectations. And I think that what I lived through there for 2 weeks, we went to Chennai, we went to Satkol. Daaji, we actually walked through the gardens of a place that you used to have or have in the mountains.
Yes, you're welcome there.
Thank you so much. And I remember thinking, if I come without expectations, the experience is completely different. So what I saw there was only warmth, as you were saying, Doctor, very safe. I was able to just go and live without any expectations, without any plan. And I think that was beautiful. So first time I went, I think that was my big learning. I said, well, it's different to go through life full of expectations than go through life with the freedom of having no expectations. So I remember that's my big takeaway, if you want to call it some way, when I went there. And to be frank, I think my life changed, has not been the same after that experience, that trip.
I agree with you, because the same thing happened to me. I think it is the prayer that says, Master, you're the purpose, the ultimate goal of human life, and the Master is really God. And what is God? Love. So love is ultimate. We all live for love. Love is ultimate goal. What interrupts love, what stops love, is expectations. In my language, in my old Spanish language that I speak, there's an expression, Dios, solo no esperar de criaturas. God, help me not to expect from my children. That's the worst curse you can have. Don't expect from the children. Don't expect. Live life. If it happens, welcome. If it doesn't happen, there is a reason it doesn't happen. Do your best. Follow your heart, but don't expect. This is such a freeing experience. Just this little prayer is such an experience. It is really, really changing. You all at once you find peace. Because when you have expectations, they call it the ladder. First, you wish. No, I just wish. Then you want. Then you expect. Then you feel you deserve. Then you're entitled. And then you hate. Why the hate? I don't get it. Do you see the ladder? The moment you say, I wish, you got on the ladder, my friend. You are already on the ladder. Don't keep climbing. Fine. What it is, you accept the other person for what they are. If you don't like it, we just part company. I don't have to be with you. Nothing forces me to be with people that I wish you would change. Why don't you do this? Why? The word why. Why? The word why kills love. Don't use the word why. Why are you like this? Why you this? Why? This is expectations. So I agree with you. You absolutely agree with you. Thank you, Daaji, for teaching us and for giving us the tools to change our life. I appreciate it very, very much. All of us do. We are ready for meditation.
Yes, we'll meditate. Just simply close your eyes, relax, and have an attention towards your heart with an idea that the divine presence, that entity full of love, is already there in my heart. Just maintain this thought, and if your thoughts just sway away, just remind yourself that you're meditating on the presence of divinity. We'll sit like this for another 15-20 minutes, and you can open your eyes after that. All the best.
Thank you, everybody. Now you may very gently open your eyes and feel the condition of this meditation. Lovely. What an incredible, incredible episode. Thank you very much, Eduardo. Thank you, Dr. Adizes. Thank you, Daaji. Beautiful, absolutely fabulous. Dear viewers, we are delighted that this series is continuing, and we have another fabulous guest for us for next week, and that is Mr. Shiv Khemka, who is the Vice Chairman of Sun Group, a diversified multi-billion-dollar global group, and Shiv is also the Chairman of T-Gulf, an education initiative nurturing youth. He has also served on boards of Yale, Brown University, and Stanford, a true leader with a heart. I assure you that we will be in for another treat next Friday, same time, same links. So please stay tuned for a minute more as we provide you with some useful information of how to connect with Heartful and Adizes. So connecting deeply with Heartfulness, there's a Hearts app, which is on iOS and Android, and you can download it. It's free, where you can connect with any trainer worldwide. There's a lovely magazine which you can subscribe to online, or you can get the print copy as and when the print copies start getting delivered with the crisis getting over, or you can go through the master classes. All of this is available on heartfulness.org. To connect deeply with Adizes, I invite you to just watch this video, after which we close the session. Thank you, everybody. Good day and good night.
Stay connected with Heartful Adizes at adizes.com/heartfulness to continue learning from the Master of Management and the Master of Life. You will find access to past sessions with Dr. Ichak Adizes and Daaji. Take in our micro practices to help manage stress, anxiety, and fearfulness. Ask a question directly to a guru or download our free resources. We're always keeping you connected to the heart at Heartful Adizes and the Adizes Institute.